Hey, everybody, welcome back to another chapter of Beyond the First Chapter with the J, O, and the C. See, it's me, Carmen, Jolanda, and Olivia. I'm so glad that you guys are returning to us so as we talk about things in this chapter of our life. We're gonna have like a open discussion today, some girl talk. Just to check in with everybody, as we do each episode. So let's get started. I think I'll start this time. My week has been pretty calm and like serene. As I navigate this full week without my daughter in my, even though I did some missteps like going to tell her that I was leaving and she's not here. So going to ask her, did she want this for dinner? Wait, she's not here. Things like that. But it's okay. I've talked to her and listened to her navigate her new journey. Has been really fun, and she turned 18 on Saturday on Friday, and not celebrating with her. I was actually okay. I thought I was gonna be sad. I was actually okay. Like, go girl, go do you.
What
You
did
know.
she do?
So she went we sent her a bunch of money for her birthday. She like, here, just do what you want to do. So she went shopping, she got herself a cake. She went to the movies with her friends. They came back, and I think there was like something little get together on campus. They did that. So yeah. Oh, she had no, she auditioned for a dance um ensemble on campus. They're doing dance ensembles to join different performances. So she auditioned for that. Um, so that's what, yeah. So she would,
It's a lot for 1 week.
yeah, it was a lot for 1 week, but hey, I was actually okay. I was, and not in a rush. I'm always feeling like I'm being pushed, rushed because I got to get to somebody. Somebody needs me. Somebody needs me to do something. It was in the back of my mind going, Carmen, you got to go. You got to go. But the other part was going, go where? For who? Girl, slow down. What you rushing for? To whom? You ain't rushing no. Everybody gone and grown. Either they gone or they grown. They ain't checking for you. Ain't nobody checking for you, girl. Ain't nobody checking.
Yep.
So, but that's been my week. Who wants to go next?
Okay, I guess I'll go because Olivia's looking pretty in her purple. So, um, my week was very, very basic and kind of boring. Uh, Monday was a holiday, if I'm not mistaken. I did nothing. It was lovely. And going to the gym, doing my normal puttering around the house, hanging with my kids when I see them. So I really had a very standard, kind of boring, but grateful for the boring week. I did. I was telling the ladies, well, one lady, because Olivia had yet to join. I went bike riding today with my neighborhood ladies, our little friend group. So we rode 10 miles today. I'm excited. That's a big one for me. So we did that. Then had lunch, and that was so needed, and it was fun. And I look forward to doing that again. So that's been what I've done.
Well, let's see. This week, like Jolanda said, Monday there was no school. Tuesday got back into work. I'm a volleyball coach, so we had volleyball. We had our first game on Thursday. Unfortunately, we did lose, but fortunately, the girls were able to see what it is to actually compete. Um, Instead of just playing volleyball for gym, because that's
Mm.
what most of this is their first time, and most of it's they learn volleyball from gym. So to actually be on a team and work together and stuff, so that was good. Um, let's see. I had a sorority meeting that I went to on Thursday. It was packed. And it was the meeting before the meeting, so we have another meeting on Friday, this Friday coming up. So We'll see how much bigger that is. What else? Talked to my daughter at school. She had just gotten back from Boston for student government in the football team because they played Morehouse at Harvard. And of course, they kicked Morehouse's butt.
Oh,
Was 45-9 was the score.
oh no.
That's like huge.
Oh
Uh,
wow.
so then I saw my son yesterday because we were able to watch our grandbaby. And she is 3 years old, going on 30. And she is took her to the park. After she left, it was time for bed. I literally stripped off my clothes, got in the shower, and got in the bed. I was tired. And that was it.
Okay, cool. I forgot to mention that I did volunteer at the gospel run yesterday. I didn't actually participate in the run, but I did volunteer at one of their booths to check in people's stuff that were didn't want to carry their stuff on the run. I checked in their stuff at the booth.
Oh, that's good.
One of these days, I'm gonna actually get out there and do the run.
We could always walk it. I started with
Oh yeah,
walking.
they had the runners and then they had the walkers too. Exactly. Yep. So and then they had the children, which was so cute. Oh, really?
Yeah.
So, but that yeah, that was a lot of fun. Yep.
All
Um,
right. Karen.
all right. So I'm just gonna be throwing out random questions. And they ain't got no rhyme or reason or nothing like that. We're just gonna talk about some stuff. Just first of all, I want to know do you all have a problem admitting exactly how old you are?
No, I tell
No.
people all the time I'm 50.
Well, because I say I ask because next week, next Friday, I will be 51 years old. And I have no problem saying I am 51 years old, 5'1". I have no problem with that.
Do you know people who do have a problem?
Yes, I have women. I've known women that just don't want to admit how old they are. My aunt, we don't know to this day, and she passed away years ago, exactly how old that woman is because she never admitted when her birthday was. And we used to celebrate her birthday every single year with a huge backyard barbecue because it was the 4th of July.
Oh,
And it was my Aunt Phil's birthday, and Phil, we were like, well, how old you? Phil would never tell you how old she was, or she would tell you a lie.
well, I don't
So,
know if that's a generational thing because most women now that I meet, they're pretty open with their ages.
I'm not, no, I got younger women who are younger than me who don't want to say, who probably in their 30s, don't want to say that they're in their 30s. I'm like, what, are you crazy?
Um,
Like, what's, oh, I don't see the point, especially for us women of color. Um, you wouldn't, and there's no way you would tell how old we are.
well, I
Less you,
know
less.
for 1 year, I think it was when I was 47. I forgot I was 47, so I thought I was 48. So I was 48 for 2 years. I just thought I was 48 until my birthday, and I was like, oh shoot, I missed a year.
I forgot one year how old I was, and I could not, and I was trying, and I think I did make myself like 49, and I was 48 or something like that. I couldn't remember what it was, and then somebody told my kids I was 50, and they was like, "No, mom, you're 50." I'm like, "Am I? I don't know how old I am." Somebody do the math real quick.
That's
I don't know
not your
about
experience.
Huh?
I'm looking at
I,
Olivia.
I always know how old I am. I'm proud of saying how old I am. If I could yell it from the rooftops, I would. Only time I've ever been like, oh my God, dreading my birthday is when I turned 15. Because when I turned 15, there was something about knowing that I was halfway to 30. Not that I was going to turn 16 and drive, but I was halfway to 30. And I literally sobbed the whole day. Like you bone crushing, curdling sobbing all day long. I couldn't stop.
Really?
Yeah, because I knew I was halfway to 30. But when I turned 16, I was cool. I was cool with every age after that. But I don't know, 15 hit me like a ton of bricks.
Hmm.
I never
So
was at the age where I was like, "Oh, I'm getting old." I was like, I was always all right. I'm getting older. You know what I mean? That's to me. It was like, hey, okay, I'm 1 year older. 1 year older to being able to do me. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was more than anything. So here's my next question, and I have been going back and forth with this, um, and not in believe me, not in a bad way. Do you dye your hair, or will you let your natural gray show?
well, as you can see, I let my natural gray show. I've always been a natural gray, natural gray girl. Like my great grandmother on my dad's side, her gray was that beautiful white, like literally white, where her like some was silver and it had that glow,
Shimmery,
almost like glitter in her hair.
like shimmery.
Yeah, and she had that. Now my mom was a dyer, and when I saw my mom dye her hair, and like when it finally came out, she stopped, and it was so hard for her to turn her gray back to the white because of so much dyeing. That was my signal to never dye my gray. And once I started graying, I've never touched it. Never touched it. But I like to do like my roots, like not my roots, my ends and stuff. I'll do that. But dyeing gray, mm-mm.
I haven't died yet. Um, I'm hoping that my grays come in white and not gold, that yellowy
Yeah,
gray. I don't
yeah.
know. I have, even though I don't really have many eyebrows and I didn't fill them in today, like I have a couple of gray eyebrows and they're white. So I'm kind of like hoping that my head hair will be the same. And I think I might have had some, but this is last calendar year. I did a cleansing and I had to douse myself in clove water for 3 days. My hair is still kind of a red undertone from the clove water. So I don't dye my my hair. I accidentally kind of put a red tone in my hair. So I um don't know. And then you see I got extensions, but I haven't had the gray. And if I had it, I think I accidentally covered it. So I don't know what
Salon doesn't
But
have any
so
gray.
you say
have
you
gray.
so you do have gray?
Not in
Where?
my head.
So as
That was
I
gonna be my
she
next
said
thing.
on the head, you don't have gray hair, so that doesn't count. So she can dye her hair all day long because it's not gray.
Oh no, but I have a gray hair, just not up here.
Yeah, we're talking
Okay.
about the one
When
up
we
here.
take care of the other areas, I've seen a couple of
Now we're gonna talk about that too. Wait a minute, just wait a minute, because I have alopecia. I don't have hair on my head. Um, I have some hair, just a little bit in the back, like around the back edges right here. I do, but like here, like all up here, I don't have any hair. So, there's like a little bit of gray, like maybe a gray strand or two right back here. So, if I had gray hair, I would probably, if I had hair, let me put it like that. If I had hair, I would probably let the gray go ahead and come through. I've been looking at a whole lot of wigs that have like the salt and peppery look at it, going, do I
yeah,
want to do that? Am I ready for that, or should I wait a little bit longer? But then I was like, well, you know what, you have the luxury of saying, well, if I don't want to wear it no more, ink, put on another one, right? So I've been really contemplating wearing gray because I kind of like the way it looks too, and I feel like I'm in that. I feel like I'm in that space, in that era, and everything. So I know I have some gray hair because there's a few strands back there, but there's a few strands elsewhere too. That's how I know I got gray hair.
yeah, it's that time.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm like, and again, me with having alopecia, showing, hairs, period, different places is it's always like, "Ah, look at that discovery. Wow. It's more so than anybody else because yeah, I don't have hair. I don't have, body hair. I don't have, people have to worry about shaving up under their arms. I don't have to worry about that because I have no body hair. But yeah. So, okay. So, how about having work done? Has anybody had any work done that you would like care to admit?
I
Oh,
haven't.
no, I've had a reduction. So I had a breast reduction.
What
As
about,
far hmm,
okay, go ahead. No, finish, Jolanda.
no, what about?
What about like Botox or fillers or anything like
I
that?
haven't yet. I wanted to try Botox, but I'm afraid.
Well,
I'm
I have had Botox.
So you like it?
Yes, I couldn't frown, so I can do it now.
Okay.
But when I had Botox, I couldn't do this because the Botox got rid of all of this in here, and yeah, but I don't really have wrinkles, so it got like right here. It filled in all of that right there.
Um,
So
I want to try.
I couldn't do this. It was like it was like Carmen frown. I was like, and I'm going hard too. But
How long did it last?
it lasts for like 4 months. And I mean, when I tell you this was smooth and gorgeous,
Hmm.
I did. I liked it. I liked it. And then I had a few fillers right here in the marionette lines
Yeah.
right there. Yep. So
So when everything came back, it came back the way it was before, not worsened.
it didn't come back any worse, as you can see. It didn't come back any worse.
Okay.
Oh,
Hmm.
but
Have you had any other procedures besides the breast reduction?
Me?
You're
yeah,
the only one. Yeah,
yeah,
you.
exactly. You're the only other person.
Carmen could have had a breast reduction. You don't know what she do.
I wish I did. I've always wanted one, but I have not had it.
And titties. She ain't had
Um,
breast reduction.
I did do lipo like maybe about 5 or 6 years ago. And I would tell you, unless for me, it was a waste of money. I was like, I could have kept my money. I think they took 5 pounds of fat out, and that fat is back. It's back with a vengeance. It came back and it bought some friends. Um, so for my body type and my lifestyle, if I was going to do that, I would have to continue. I have to do it again to maintain. Now the fat came back. The fat came back a little different, so it didn't come back exactly the same. So like my lower belly is still smaller than my upper belly because they took more of the fat out my lower belly because at that time that was my problem area. So yeah, that's that. Would I do it again? No, no. I don't want to be cut anymore. I'm as I'm maturing, I'm learning that when you're cut, you will have that scar tissue and it makes it harder for you to heal and maintain. You'll always have that scar tissue. So I have a lump that's going to be there. I'm aggressively working on it now. It's a little nodule of scar tissue. And so I have to continue to work at it and massage it so that the scar tissue will dissolve. And
Mhm.
you can see the results of me working out versus letting it just sit there.
Oh, okay. Oh,
So, have you guys thought about some things?
well,
I thought about having a breast reduction, but uh, that's pretty much it. I wanted a tummy tuck only because I have had uh 2 C-sections, and that's like you said, the cutting through the muscle and the scar tissue and all that stuff. So as much as I work, I still have that little bit of apron. That would be the only thing besides the breast reduction that I would do.
Yeah, I thought I've always wanted a breakfast reduction, always, just never had the opportunity to have one, and then like lipo just to because I have like a hernia, but it's not like at the top a little bit of my stomach, and I wanted to get that taken care of because that makes it bigger. You know, like the top of my stomach is bigger than my lower stomach, and I just wanted to get that kind of
Taken care of.
taken care of.
So
So
can't you just do a hernia repair? So you don't have to do
they
all that.
won't. They said the hernia is not severe enough for me to repair it.
Don't you love when people make decisions for you?
Yeah, exactly. Right. So, but yeah. So that's the only thing I would think about. Let me ask you this: do you miss how you looked when you were younger, opposed to what you look like now?
I will say body wise, I liked the flatness of my stomach. I mean, I've never had a flat six pack stomach, but it was a lot smaller. Um, Breast size, I think because they were perky. Mm, but I always had legs. I like the new butt I have now because the squats have worked because I didn't have a butt growing up. So I'm excited for having that part. But otherwise, no. Just really, only thing I look at pictures, I'm like, damn, girl, you wore a girdle for nothing. And that's all I would say. You thought you were fat. You wore a girdle for nothing. I'm
I agree with that girdle for nothing crap.
done.
Who wears
Yeah,
a
because we
small,
were
extra small
trained to wear.
girdle?
Yeah, we were trained to wear these dang on girdles, and we had wore them for nothing because we were so thin then. You know what I'm saying? We had no gut. We just thought it in our mind that we had this gut. We had no gut.
Because we didn't look like, that's we you were younger, so you went with society pressures. So
True.
none of us looked like the quote unquote social norm of the thin little waif girl because we grew up in the era of the waif. Like,
And
you
we were
looked
built
like you
like
were
brick
dying.
houses. And
Yeah, we
our
had
mothers.
breasts, we had hips. Well, I never had hips. We had booties and thighs and those things. So actually a very sought after body type.
Yeah.
We just didn't know.
Yeah.
But to
And I
answer
feel
your
that you
question, I don't I miss, like Olivia says, the youthfulness of my body, the no aches and pains, the bouncing back, the perkiness of the breast. I miss that. Um, but I prefer myself better now.
I have to say the same thing. I'm just miss no aches and pains, being able, you know what I mean? I had the Megan knees. I loved, you know what I mean? If I could just, bend my knees back and forth, yeah,
You can get them back.
I know I can, but it's just hard. I'm just going to admit it's
Yes, you
hard.
can.
You know what I mean? It's hard. And yeah, just that youthful confidence about my body. I was built like a brick house, and everybody knew it, and I knew it. I was happy about that. I've always wanted smaller breasts. That was I've always wanted smaller breasts. I was never a fan of my large breasts. Never.
Yeah, when
Uh,
I had my reduction, I'm sorry to interrupt you,
no,
but
go ahead. No,
because
no.
they grew back, if you didn't notice.
Yeah.
But when I had the reduction, I asked for a B cup, and my physician would not give me a B cup. And that's why I said I hate when people make decisions for me.
Business for you. Mm-hmm.
Yes, but please finish.
Yep. So, yep. But yeah, that's the only thing I miss about being my younger self. That's it. That's about it. Okay. Makeup. Do you think you bother more with makeup now than you did when you were younger?
I didn't do it then. I barely do it now. I don't know how to wear makeup. I buy it. I have a whole lot of makeup. I don't know what to do with it.
I do. I think I wear more makeup now than I did when I was younger. because I know how to use it now. So I think I wear more now.
Mm. I well, I wore makeup when I was younger in high school, and it was more of because like we had that color mascara. We used to have pink and blue, and I'd wear my eyeliner and I would wear the pink or the blue to match my outfits. Now when I wear any type of makeup, it's more of like for my eyebrows. I always do my eyeliner and my mascara only because I like the way my eyes look. And I've
Mhm.
always did that because as a person with the name Olivia, they always talk about Olivia from The Color Purple where say, "Oh,
Oh,
don't she look like Olivia? Look at her eyes." So anyway, that's one thing I do. I do notice though, I do a foundation, but it's more of a tinted moisturizer, only because I've noticed that my skin type has changed. Because when growing up, I was very oily, so I'm always trying to matte everything down. Now, being older, I have the T zone, but also too getting rid of the hyperpigmentation and all of those other things. So,
let's talk about that. Let's talk about that hyperpigmentation thing. Um, I've always had a problem with it growing up. I mean, and mine has been pretty well noticeable. Where I'm, all different shades of brown. That has always been one of the things I've always strived for, is to be at least one consistent shade of brown. Now I've done it over the years. If you see, my neck used to always be much darker than my face. I have raccoon eyes. My dark circles under my eyes. Not so much bags. I don't really have bags. It's the dark circles that gives me the appearance of having bags. Um, and then just, I mean, down, lines, all the time. And then even on my arms, I'm saying, I got two shades. This is a color, this is a color. How you guys been about thinking about it in your youth into now? Has it gotten better? Has it gotten worse? What do you think about that? The hyperpigmentation. I've kind of gotten a control over it, just trying to make it better with the better knowledge of how to kind of combat it.
Used to be even until I got pregnant. So I was even until pregnancy. And then I got, you can see it because I don't have anything on. The darkness here, it's much lighter than it used to be.
Mm-hmm.
Again, I have adults, so this took a long time. Um, so I got that and some other little blotches of hyperpigmentation. I didn't know really what it was at first. Um, but as we age, we learn things. So I've started using different products. And honestly, I just accepted mine. I was just like, well, people put that what do you call that stuff?
Concealer,
Contour.
contour.
Literally right there. So I was like, well, I'm just naturally contoured. So there we go. And when I tried to use heavier makeup, I burnt my skin. That's why I don't wear foundation. Because I attempted, it was too strong. I ended up with a chemical burn, and that scared me away from a lot of makeup. So I just had to learn to accept it.
Mhm.
And it's nothing I can do about it. I'm sure it probably is. I just don't know what it is that I can do.
What about
so
you?
growing up, I had bad acne, to the point where I used to, but there was this black guy who had this kit where you'd have to have your ice, you'd put on your whole makeup thing, then you would ice your face and all this other stuff. And then there was another a makeup company that was for oily skins back where you used to pay $1 or $1, send it in, and they'd send you all your stuff. Um, and I cannot remember that black man's name who
It
did
was
the
Edgar something. Was it Edgar? I think
Edgar
I
yeah
Morton.
used him.
Edgar
yeah
Morton.
he's the one with ice. It would come
Yes,
on
because
the site.
Carmen made fun of me for putting ice on my face.
Oh, I did it. I did it religiously when I was in college. I also did it prior in high school, ended up having to take Accutane. That's how bad my skin ended up getting. And Accutane actually is a drug that actually it like deforms children. So if you ever try to if, get Accutane for your skin, they will tell you you cannot be pregnant. Like I had to take a pregnancy test every month just to get it because it deforms children so badly. Um, Also, too, it pulls your hair out. So I was losing hair during that time, but I was like, my skin's gonna be clear. That's all I wanted. So,
You're gonna be
yeah,
bald headed, but you're gonna have clear skin.
I, 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 I was like skin, hair. Anyway, it was a lot. So now looking at my skin, I've done a lot of combinations. I'm definitely use like tea tree oil on my skin, um, peppermint soap, things like that. But I also use that in conjunction with someone Jolanda turned me on to. And I have all of their stuff. My cabinets are full of the stuff. And I use it for my face. I'm not gonna say their name because they not paying me. So
I got you. Got you. Got
so, uh, but I have a lot of their stuff and I use it. And I actually use, I've been lately using their vitamin C, um, which has really been helping when like the pigmentation and stuff like that on my skin to even me out. So, and then when I say I'm 50, people are like, you don't look 50. Thank you. That's what I want you to say.
right. Exactly. I know.
Do
When
you have that, Carmen? You don't have it.
so I don't have it. What I have is I don't know, Jelani. Remember when I was younger and I had that bad rash I had up under my chin, that was under my neck right here. It was like what do you call it? Eczema, and it had really discolored and
Yeah.
that bad. Okay, so it went from here. It's right here. The
Okay.
scarring of it. That's what this is.
Okay.
Whatever was up under my chin, here it is right here on my cheek. So
Yeah.
that's that. Yeah, and it just never has gone away. It's been there like forever. It's
Okay.
what that is. I mean, yeah. So no, I never had that hyperpigmentation, but because after pregnancy, when I became a full fledged diabetic, um, that muddied my skin. I was like 2 times darker than what I am now. Um, and I mean, like I said, I look like mud. I look like somebody just rubbed it into my face and everything, and having big pink lips and looking that bad. Yeah, I look crazy. I look, I look
Was
like
that the medicine?
yeah, and I think it was just the diabetes as well. You know what I mean? Not having
Oh,
being in control. Um,
oh,
yeah, and so I'm getting my diabetes under control, and then working on the skin problem itself helped.
wow.
Yep. So
More you know.
yeah, I know we go through a thing as women. You know what I'm saying? We go through a thing and try to keep ourselves, attractive. You know, we do. Try to keep it, and that's not saying attractive for other people, but attractive for ourselves.
Oh,
Yep, exactly. So hey, good, nice segue into my next question. How sexually active are you at your age? Are you
well,
still
as
sexually
sexually
active?
active as I can be. And you have a partner that's gone a lot. So my mental is very active. My body does what she can. Oh my gosh.
So do
But
you so well no, nobody not everybody's answered the question. You have no comment or you just what do you say?
No comment.
You have no comment. I have a partner that's here, so I'm
now last week you were saying that you weren't feeling um as interested. So how does that go with that? Because like you said, and we kind of had touched on it,
Mhm.
not wanting to call it an obligation,
Mhm.
but feeling like sometimes it can be. So
Mhm.
does that I don't know if I want to call it lack of desire, because I don't want to put words in your mouth, but does that not necessarily feeling up to it because of what your body's going through affect with you and your partner?
It does. It does. But I try to work around it because like you said, I don't want to, it doesn't feel like an obligation. I don't want it to feel like an obligation. Um, but then like I said, like I said before, that mental thing that, what I mean, I have to wrap my mind around it, you know what I mean? And so, well, I got to get my mind and my body together,
Right.
to work together in sync with all of this. Um,
I get it.
yeah, it could be an issue, but I try to work around it.
Okay.
I try to work around it. Yep. So, so Jolanda, do your partner is it travels a lot. So, do you get lonely? Do you think you don't get lonely?
I'm used to it.
Mm.
That's one of the foundations of my marriage, of my relationship. And I'm used to it, and I have time to do me, at first it was time to be pretty much on call for kids, which I would not suggest any
Mhm.
responsible parent, because it could be a man. I would not suggest that that's your whole life, because I've been there, done that. That was a mistake. But that was what I was doing. But now that I'm not responsible for them, I have time to develop myself
Mhm.
and figure out who I am, and be happy and enjoy life.
Okay. Well, that's good. I'm glad you don't feel that way.
Yeah, no, I don't get
Oh, okay. How about this? Because we all mothers, and I think I know Olivia's answer to this, but I'm gonna ask it anyway. Do you have any regrets having kids?
no, but yeah, like since you said you know Olivia's answer, am I happy my babies are here? Yes. Did I want them? Yep. I wanted two, I got my two. However, I would have pushed it back. I would not have had them so young. I would have explored the world before I had kids.
Mm, mm,
So that's my regret. Um, and I ended up changing everything for my children. I chose, they didn't force it. I gave up a big part of who I was to be a mom. So it would have been nice to have explored myself more before I gave that up.
yeah, yeah, I think I feel the same way. Um, I don't regret having them. Um, because this whole marriage and children thing wasn't something that was really on my radar. Um, but I don't regret it. The one regret I have is that they are so far apart in age. That's the only
Mhm.
thing I regret. I really wish I had the courage, and I do mean the courage to have had them closer together.
Excuse me. Okay.
Well, Olivia, go ahead.
Well, you guys know, the audience doesn't know, but I had fertility issues. I definitely wanted my children. Um, I think in hindsight, I love where I'm at now because they're one's married with a child, the other one's in their senior year in college. So I'm done. But I would have waited a little longer. But in my head, I was like, I have to have children before I'm 30 because I don't think I'll be able to have them after 30. And that was always the dichotomy that I had with myself because I wanted to wait, but then I always, and something in my head always told me I wouldn't physically be able to have children after 30. And then once I started having fertility issues, I never thought I would be able to have children at all. So yeah, that like I want to say I want to wait, but
Mm,
then if I did wait even further, I probably wouldn't have them at all. So yeah.
mm. Yeah, I was, and I was told the opposite. It was like you want it if you want to have two, you better have it now. Like you sure you want to keep waiting? You said you wanted to, and then but it was all over. What I mean, I'm not the I was not the woman who enjoyed pregnant. I didn't like it. Um, it felt like the invasion of the body snatchers to me. It was just I just didn't like it. And with my first pregnancy, I was so glad for it to be over with and that, he was born. I'm like, shoot, this is gonna be a one and done for me. I can't, I don't I can't see myself doing this again. And yeah, and that's the reason why there's a 6 year gap between my children because I could not see myself do it. It really took me that long to really get it done, even though, my sisters and even my husband was even saying, when Kanan became 2 years old, you might want to think about doing this so they can only be 3 years apart. You know what I mean? Instead of that, I'm like, yeah, Kanan about to be on the job. You know what I mean?
Get that.
Yeah. So yeah. So that's the only regret that I did not have, that I did not have the courage to do it. Uh, to have them closer together.
So you've answered the question, and so you didn't necessarily want children. That wasn't something you were
It
interested
was never on my radar to do. No, marriage and children were not.
in. What about you, Olivia? Did you want children?
Always. But it also comes from my family. So I've always wanted children because I wanted my own family.
Mm.
So, I mean, like I said, this is every time I say something, it's like a whole nother therapy session. But like I had a different life. So like I wanted to have something that was biologically mine. Only thing I had that was biologically mine was my mother. And then my sisters, technically, yes, we have the same mother, we have different fathers. So like I wanted something that came from me to raise. So I wanted my children. And good thing they both have the
They
same
fought.
and they can grow up and if something happens, they can interchange blood and all that other good stuff. So
Okay.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure about children myself. I didn't want, if I had them, I didn't want them before 30. Um, Obviously, that's not the way my life worked. I had no desire. I think I wanted marriage. I didn't care. Like you say, it wasn't on your radar. I was open. I was like, whatever happens, happens. But I always wanted to travel the world before I settled down and do a lot of things. So I didn't want kids before 30. I was done by 27. So sometimes things don't go how we plan.
Exactly.
hey, your
What
plan is God's comedy.
it is,
Right.
most definitely. It is such a joke.
Right. Exactly.
What do you guys think about women who have like that, they're addicted to pregnancy? And this is not a judgmental question. Just what's your opinion on that? And since she's already a public figure and I'm not speaking about someone I can't talk about, like a Kiki Wyatt. So you're just having kid after kid after kid because you love, according to you, being pregnant. What do you?
I can for I'm not a psychiatrist or whatever. I don't people who have children like that, I truly believe like I think I had a little of it is that you're craving the love, not being addicted to the pregnancy part of it, but you're craving that love and that attention that you get from people being pregnant. Because when you're pregnant, people are like, oh my God, how far are you? Can I touch your belly? Do you know if it's a boy or a girl? Like you get so much of that attention and then you get that, oh, we're gonna come do a baby shower. We'll come stay with you after you have the baby. Like you get that attention. I think they're more of craving attention
Mm,
versus, and I guess that's part of being pregnant,
mm.
why they want to be pregnant all the time. I think for her specifically, because I used to watch her show, I watched her on R&B Divas. I actually follow her on Instagram. Um, I think just outside looking in, she's more of the things that happened in her life make her want to have children because she likes that closeness. She likes that being wanted and needed and having part of you met, that craving met by having children. She's going to keep doing it. Like her last one she had actually has some delays, uh but she's still hustling and out there doing what she needs to do. As far as someone said that she was maybe pregnant again, I don't know. She could be. I don't see it because what
I'm
I
not
watch,
sure how many children does she have?
I think
she
9.
on one, two. So she had three before she married the one husband. They had seven. Then she married this next husband. They had another three. So she might be like at 12 or 13.
Thought it was just 9. Wow.
That's
Okay.
not more. Oh wow. Um, well,
Oh,
you know me, I can't. I have no understanding, of how anyone could go beyond having two children. I think that you are a wonderful,
all the time. One for each.
wonderful individual. I really do. You are. If you could do this
What do
more
you You don't
than
have enough
twice,
kids?
say it again, baby.
I said, if you have more than two kids, you don't have enough hands. So how are you raising those kids?
Exactly.
That
I just don't get it. I don't get it. You know what I mean? Because I know for me that I couldn't possibly give my attention and what I would want for my child to have if I had more than these two.
Oh,
You know what I mean? Um, it just seems so difficult, and I give you all the props and the respect in the world to put your body through that many pregnancies. You know what I'm saying? Because I can, you know what I mean? It took me 6 years to get over just doing it the one time to think about doing it again. And then after that second one, I was like Johnny on the spot to make sure I was up on them tables. I want you to time burn them table, blow up the spot out, whatever you got to do. Ain't no more children coming up out of me. Cause
yeah.
no, no. Especially when I had a boy and then a girl. They don't make no other kind. So what I got to do again for? They don't make no more. They don't make no other kind. I got both kinds.
I agree. That's why as soon as I found out I was having a girl after my son, I told my doctor then, whatever the papers that I need to sign to get a full, I wanted a hysterectomy. They said I was too young for that. I
Me
said,
too.
the time I choose. Well, in the state of Illinois, you either have to be 30 or have your husband sign off on it, or you have to have a certain amount of kids. I was like, nigga, you need to sign these. You need to sign these papers because I ain't having no more babies.
I was
Two, one
I
for
was
each.
like
Because any more than that, I'm chasing you there. I'm chasing. No.
I was
Or
lucky enough that I had, well, after Canaan, I thought, can I do it? You know what I'm saying? I thought,
I
ask, can I do it? They told me you're not the age and you don't have enough children. So you couldn't get it. I couldn't do it. So then after Bethany, they were like, hey, you're 33 years old. If you want to do this, you can do this now, you know?
yeah.
So I was like, yep, I don't need nobody else's permission. Let me just start. I'm not doing this more.
I went back to do a tubal ligation.
Mm-mm.
for fear of another pregnancy.
Mhm.
Because after Morgan, I thought Morgan was a boy the entire pregnancy. I thought she was a boy. I was willing it that way until maybe like 7 months. Then I found out it was a girl, and I was like, oh well, guess I'm having two girls. But I always kept it open for a few years. I was like, maybe I'll change my mind. Maybe I'll go back again. But after Morgan was potty trained, I was like, I want to wipe no more booties. So made an appointment, got that taken care of.
Mhm.
Um, and I think it's so funny because I have family pressure to have more kids. Now, my mother, I can talk about it because she don't watch YouTube. So my mom wanted four kids. She had me. No, I'm one. I'm one of one. There's only one of
Right.
me. So then you want to push your dream of four children up on me. I never wanted four kids. I only wanted two because I thought one would be lonely because I was lonely as a child. So I had my two. Um, I didn't discuss with her that I had a tubal ligation. So when she found out years later, she had the audacity and the unmitigated gall to be upset with me. And I was like, you should have more kids if you wanted more grandkids. I said, you can go borrow some, but I'm not having any more kids because I don't want any more kids. Well, that's selfish. I wanted more grandkids. I said, no, what's selfish is for you to think that you have a right to dictate how many children come through this vessel.
Mhm.
You just come visit them and spoil
Uh-huh.
them and kiss on them and all of that. I'm raising them.
Right.
So, no. Um, we've obviously worked through it because no more came and
Mhm.
wasn't going to happen. And she's still in my life, but that is still a point of contention with her.
Mhm.
So, explain that crap.
I understand. Do you ever think that you might, do maybe a foster child or
Not
adopt
anymore.
or anything like that? Me neither. I wouldn't do
I
it.
thought about it when the girls were still younger, even in high school, but they're adults. I'm not doing that no more.
I mean, I didn't think that it never came to me as a that I would do foster, children and everything like that, but I did end up taking in my godchildren for a
Mhm.
while, and I still have one with me um today. She's been with me for 3 4 years, 3 years. I don't know, I can't remember, but she's been here a while. And she's been with me since she was 18 years old. And so I guess kind of I mean, I did take that on. I did have her younger siblings with me too, and then that was like, you know, kind of raising more children along with my daughter. Um, that just really solidified what I said, why I did not have more than two kids, because that was a lot. That was,
I'm
I'm
just
saying,
remembering that's about the time we had a health scare.
yeah, exactly, exactly. And taking that on gave me a myocardial infarction. So yeah, Lord knew I wasn't cut out for that one.
It's a lot.
That was not my portion. Not at all. Not
Mm-mm.
at all.
No.
Yeah. But I don't regret helping them. And of course I don't regret having my god baby that lives with me now. I don't regret having her here. She's uh really a wonderful addition to our family, and she's really become a Belle kid in every sense of the word. So, but I could ask this. This is really it's a question for Olivia.
Oh,
Um, how weird does it feel to have grandchildren? To have a grandchild? How weird is that feeling?
So when my son came to tell me the news, I already knew that at the time they weren't married, that his wife was pregnant. I already knew. So when he came, I was like, okay. Um, like I was excited. I took her to her doctor's appointments and did all the stuff and like so excited. So it's weird that grandparent because when I think of a grandparent, I think of an older woman and like a moo or baking and cooking is at home and that's what I see because my grandmother was retired and she like even when she was still working, she was still that grandmother. She still had that something about her. Like I don't feel like a grandma, even though I know I'm a nona, I don't feel like it. So like when we go out, like yesterday we took her to the park, but I'm going down the slide, I'm running with her, we're drawing chalk, like so I'm just like, hmm. Like my grandmother did do this because this is not the type of grandmothers I saw in my community. They were like, "Girl, let's go to church," or they drag you here or there, and you're just like, "Oh." Like when Woolworths, I don't know if you guys remember Woolworths.
I always
They
remember
do.
Woolworths.
Montgomery Wards and like all these places, and they're dragging you. You're just like, oh, are we done yet? Like, and I'm not that grandma, so it's weird, but it's like I always knew I would be a grandma, but it's just weird that I'm not that grandma.
Okay.
I always thought when that time came, I was gonna be that like the more distinguished and where I'm out here still going to the gym. I'm still working at the time, all this stuff. So it's weird not to be grandma-esque in my mind.
Not the sit on the porch rocking chair knitting baking cookies grandma.
Na- like where they could be like, Nana, can you give me this? Like I'm not that person. Nona. No, nah.
No, no, not grandma.
Mm-mm.
Well, I can say none of my kids have the kids I birth don't haven't had kids, but my bonus kids have had kids. So my husband is a grandfather for real. I mean, I don't uh I'm like the grandmother of the moment of convenience sometimes, you know. When they need me to be a grandmother, I'm a grandmother to my oldest bonus son's daughter. I've had the opportunity to play and take care of her a couple of times. So um I can't say that I don't really feel like a grandmother because I haven't had the you know the really opportunity to be a grandmother. You know what I mean? I guess. So I just don't feel it yet. You know, I don't feel it yet. I guess maybe I feel it more when one of the children that I birth has a child, like you, Olivia. Maybe I'll feel it more. So
I just think that I think you still might not feel it because we're not our grandmothers, our generation's grandmother. Like for me, I always thought like Gen X, our grandmas would be the age of your parents. Would be
right, yeah,
there's us, then the baby boomers who were our parents, my parents, and then that generation up. So I'm looking at that generation where they're older, they're from down south, they came up, migrated, like all of that. So I had that feeling. Even my grandma coming from the islands and moving to New York and all that stuff. It was just like a different type
mhm,
of connection you had with your grandparent
yeah.
where I told my son as soon as he told me, I was like, I don't work. I will watch the baby every day. Like I offered for the first 2 years, I'll watch the baby every day. You guys can still work. You can do whatever. You guys just need to come up, pick the baby up. I don't do weekends, whatever. And it wasn't that way. So Now I'm so into my own life.
Yeah.
When I get it, I don't see myself as a grandma because I'm so into taking care of myself, doing the things I need to do for me, or doing things, other active things. So when she comes, it's just like, okay, come on, let's go, girl. Like, let's go, sassy. Let's go.
Yeah.
It's just different.
Yeah, yeah. I understand that because I think I feel the same way. When she comes over, it's like, and she had to really get used to me. She would not, really. She didn't really muck with me like that at all. She didn't. She would be with her aunt and uncle. She wanted to be with them more than she wanted to be with. It's like in this last like month or so, really, to tell the truth, has she come in the door and be like, okay, I'm gonna hug, grandma. She
Hmm.
grab my hands and want to go around in circles and be actually want to be with me, I'm like, oh, okay, so yeah,
Yeah.
that's like, when and I'm not even gonna say the children I birthed because Byron was born in my heart. That's really my oldest child. um so I know it'll be different when he has children as well. So So, in this is we're in our next chapter, like we said, this is the name of our game that we have going on here. um, where are we? Are we menopausal or are we in perimenopause? Who's in full menopause? Who's perimenopause?
Well, we talked about this last week, but
Yeah,
definitely perimenopause, not in full
perimenopause.
menopause for me, at least. I don't know where Jolanda is.
You perimenopause?
Jolanda's guessing. So I had a partial hysterectomy maybe about 3 years ago. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm guessing I would still be peri. I
Um,
had started the hot flashes before I had it. And you're so cute, Carmen. I had started the hot flashes. So it was starting to come on,
mhm.
but I made a medical decision uh, for personal reasons, and so I don't know. So I what I do with the girls is I let them know, hey, this is when I started having flashes. And
Mhm.
that's about as much as I can give you um, on that. So I think I would have probably still been in Perry.
Peri.
But
So
I
you still trying to say you're in peri right now because you can't say that you're in full menopause.
I don't have a menstrual cycle because
Oh,
I had the
okay,
partial
okay. You
hysterectomy.
fixed
So
it. Okay.
the reason it's partial is because I still have my ovaries. So it didn't push
Oh, okay,
me
okay, 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 okay.
into needing to supplement my hormones.
Mm-hmm.
Even though women, they will tell you that, but it takes your body a good couple of years, even with your ovaries, to come back. It was a big shift in my body.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't have a menstrual cycle. So that's why I said I don't know. However, now, even after that, I was still able to lose weight and do things like that, even though my hormones were fluctuating. They've settled, but the way they settled, it's hard for me to lose the midsection weight. So that's
Mm-hmm.
why I say I think I'm still in peri. So I've had to redesign my diet, redesign my exercise plan so that I can figure out what works for this new body.
Okay.
What
Yeah.
about you?
I'm definitely in peri. My body is still trying to figure out what it wants to do. Because I do have a cycle probably um every 3 months, maybe, and then maybe it'll be like every three. I have it 1 month, 3 months without one, and then the next 3 months I'll have it regularly every month. So
Mm,
it just it's like all over the place. Um, and then I don't really have the hot flashes. I have the cold flashes where I get when my body temperature drops down so low that I'm freezing. um and then there's uh my brain fog, and my temperament is bad. And I try to walk away from people because people piss me off so bad that I really feel like I could kill people. I'm so serious. I really feel like if there was a weapon behind me, if I had a knife or something, somebody would be seriously hurt behind the way I feel sometimes. So yeah, my temperament gets really bad, and I truly do not care. So I understand that national phenomenon about the We Do Not Care Club. They're gonna, like the lady says, we have announcements of what we do not care about. I am a full-fledged member of I do not care. I there's a whole lot of stuff I do not care.
Right.
So Jolanda, you really gave us a lot about your hormones and weight. I was going to ask that question about,
Oh,
weight gain and hormones and, things like that. So, um, I know that I'm kind of stuck with that weight loss and I told you about my mood swings and things like that are horrible. But as far as like weight loss, I'm kind of stuck. I don't gain any weight, thank God, but I don't lose any either.
so have you had your levels, your hormone levels checked?
Not yet. I'm supposed to do that this month.
That helped me.
Good.
Um, going out and finding a holistic doctor and getting them checked and just understanding, oh, I don't have as much of this anymore. Okay, so then I could kind of figure out, like I used to be, I would not call myself anemic anymore. You guys know I was anemic my entire life. Always cold, craving to eat ice, craving red meat. I don't have that anymore.
Hmm.
And I feel better. And I think it's just because I've taken a different route of life and I've started including non-medical things into my life, and it's actually helping me. But it takes time
Hmm.
to figure out your new levels and
Hmm.
how to walk through and move, and it takes time.
Yeah. What about you, Olivia?
Um, I do a lot of what they call biohacking for my body. So,
Explain that.
well, for me, biohacking, some of the things that I do is I do light sauna therapy where I go into a sauna that's probably like 130 degrees to like 150 degrees, but they have light therapy. So it has the red light or it has blue light, which deals with like your nervous system. There's a yellow light, there's a white light, there's all type of lights that I do. I do that once a week to help with, some days it's for muscle, sometimes it's for depression. There's one for sinuses. Like if someone's getting sick around me, I'll go in it to help to clear out my sinuses and things like that. Another thing that I do when it comes to biohacking is I go to a nutrition, a IV place where I can get nutrition through IV. So I do either like NAD or um, B12, whatever thing that I need. If I need something for vitamin C because someone's getting sick, I'll do a IV of that uh, once every 2 weeks, or I'll get a shot. I definitely stick on my vitamins. But biohacking is really anything you do to keep yourself and maintain yourself in the best health you can. Um, I haven't tried cryo, but I have tried the lymphatic drainage and things like that. I am not as well versed in that as Jolanda, but I know I've gone to them and I just signed up for the medical red laser to help with breaking down soreness in some of the bodies to help repair and heal, but also too, it actually repairs and heals. Like I've been having some uh, issues with my jaw and my ears and my nose. So I'm actually going to be going to get concentrated laser to my ears and to my jaw to help heal. So it's just a lot of stuff. And people will think I'm crazy because I like spend a whole lot of time trying to find all of these things and taking supplements and stuff like that. So I will do anything to ward off and fight off any type of aging, even though I age, but aging to me is making sure that this and this is good. And if this and this isn't good, that's how you get old.
Hmm.
So
I
like
guess, yeah. I
on
think we're all in agreement with that. Yeah.
the other stuff.
Yeah. I think we're all in agreement with that kind of stuff, right? So I know that this stage in life we've been working for, either for ourselves or for other people for quite a while now. Um uh what do you think you're gonna retire from uh
Working
working
outside
outside
over
of your home? Outside of your home.
55.
55? 55.
I'll also work as long as I'm working now. 55, my cutoff,
Okay, all right.
my
I,
hard cut.
and at 55, how many years would you have put in?
20, that was 20, hold on. Am I right? Yeah. That's 33 years.
That's 33 years?
33 years in education.
Wait a minute, when did you start?
I started at 22.
Wow.
Wow.
And the state of Illinois is talking about I have to be 62 to
Yeah,
get my
that's what I'm about to state of Illinois said you got to be 62
They
to get
want
your
you dead.
to get your full pension, to get your full pension.
62. That's
Mm.
40 years in the classroom. Nah, dog. Nah, dog. That ain't no way. Ain't no way.
That's crazy. I
See, you
know.
should be so it's different,
I
but
know. I was not going to. I know. I have. I'm paying into two pensions. I paid into the teachers' pension, but also into the municipal workers' pension as well. So I'll get paid from both of them.
on that one, are you 62 to retire for full benefits or
It's the
60?
same thing. It's the same.
Huh?
It's the same.
So
Well,
yeah.
teachers is now 67. When I
It's
came into teaching, it was 62 to retire. It's now 67.
I'm telling you, it's the same across the board for all educators in Illinois, regardless of anything. It's the
What? To retire?
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
We're we're having that debate right now with the governor. He's trying to figure that out now for the state of Illinois if it's going to be because tier 1 is 62, tier 2 is 67. And those kids who I teach with now cuz they're kids, they're under 30, they all can't retire until they're 67.
Right, right. But I'm telling, to me, it's just it's semantics. You gonna try to make us all wait until 67?
55 is too long cuz that's 33 years right there. That's too long.
Oh, exactly. It's a lot because I think 55. I will only have 30 years. No, how was it? No,
When
20.
did you
I start. No, here, do the math for me. I started in 2002. 2002.
so right now you're at 23.
Mm-hmm. So another 5 years, I would only have what, 26
So
years?
4 more years, that's only 27 years.
27. That's what, yeah, that's what, like 28. Yep.
So you still gonna have to work 3 more years because you gotta have 30 years and and 55 or be 62 with 25 years or more.
Right. So I will still have to work another 8 years.
Oh, Jesus, Lord, no.
Yep.
Mm-mm.
Years.
I've seen too many people work themselves and never enjoy their retirement.
Right, exactly. My mother was one of them. She retired and then died, you know.
That's crazy.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. But yeah, I think I'm, retired. Um, what about you, Jolanda? What do you consider retirement, or do you consider retirement? What do you think?
I'm retired, I guess. Um, I'm a little different again, but I haven't worked outside of the home except for myself for years. So I worked for myself. So when I done working for myself, I was done working. But I attempted. Now, I put my best foot forward. I gave it the old college try, the heave ho, whatever the hell you want to call it. I have applied for little part-time jobs, full-time jobs, had all kind of interviews. It appears the universe said you will not be working for these people. So suck it the hell up and stop trying. So I've sucked it the hell up and I've done my own passion projects.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I literally today on the bike ride, my neighbor asked me, "So are you going to go back to work?" And I was like, "I tried, like for real, tried, rewrote the resume, all kind of stuff." I was just like, "Okay." So no, so retire. I'm retired.
I understand. Do you think that in this late of a game, that gives me another question, good uh thought. Do you think it's too late in the game for us to change our career paths?
It's never too late. It's never too late. Uh,
You can
50 is actually young in the game. You know, you have people running Fortune 500 companies that are in their 70s.
Mm-hmm.
It's never too late. Do whatever you desire.
Oh, that's good. That's good. I just don't see. I don't know. I don't see. Is there any point to us working so hard this late in life? I don't see the point. I don't know. Do you think it's why are we working so hard?
That's because you want to eat.
I know exactly. I know why I'm working hard because I still, at this point, I still have a kid in school, so I still have, I still have, uh,
Got a few years.
I still got a few years to go. You know what I mean? Like I still, like I said, I got 8 years to retirement. I got 4 years, with this tuition going, and
Yeah.
then I'll probably be retired, with not having to worry about so much on my plate with kids still in school. So yeah, I guess that's true. Okay, I got one last question for you, and this goes to us in this new thing that we're doing now. So we are, and we are doing our own podcast. How are you all with this new age of technology and these different platforms? How are you navigating? Are you understanding, or do you figure, what I mean, or are you like me who repel a lot of technology? I swear I try, and it just a lot of it repels me, but I'm trying to figure it out as I go along. How are you guys doing with it?
Okay. Well, um, I don't like it, but I can do it. I don't believe in living out loud. I don't believe it's very hard for me to share my life online. That's just it goes against the core of who I am. I don't like it. However, I understand where we are today. And if you want to be seen, if you want to launch some of your passion projects, you need to sell yourself, and people need to understand you're a human and not AI. And you can accomplish that by sharing, by speaking on things, um, and by being a little bit more open. In my last business life, I was thrown into building websites, doing funnels, uh, setting up automation through calls and all of that. So I had no choice. So I learned it. It was fun to learn. I love learning new stuff, and it was actually easier than I thought to do. So don't be repelled by it. Just stick your toe in and try it. It's so
Oh,
many different
it's
workarounds.
repelling me. I'm not repelling it. It's repelling me.
Oh, okay. Well, it's a lot of different workarounds. So I found out that I enjoyed it. Um, and then I would talk to Olivia, who is like so into technology, and she would give me little tips and things. Hey, try this way, try this, go over here. So between that and me opening up, I now enjoy technology. I just have to remember that I can use it. Like when I was writing the book, I wrote everything by hand and then I typed it in. And Olivia was like, well, why didn't you use some AI to help you do proofreading? Why did you do all your proofreading by yourself? Never dawned on me that I could use AI to proofread. I did it myself because that's how I always knew to do things. You have to handwrite them, and then you got to use your
Mhm.
mind and you got to proofread and make sure your sentence and punctuation is okay. So yeah, I'm learning. I'm still learning.
What about you, Livy? I
Well, technology, I've always liked technology. Even when it first came out and we had the Oregon trails and we had the little tape recorder, we type in run, DOS, the numbers, all that other stuff. So I always loved technology. I can say that lately I haven't been on like I normally am. When it comes to, as Jolanda says, sharing my life. I Last year I was very like out and loud, but this year I don't know what's going on, but I'm not as vocal on social media. I personally like social media, one, because like we said before, it's a way to launch new businesses and things like that. That's how you communicate lately, especially with people like around the world and the globe and stuff like that. But I also like it because for me, it's a lot of entertainment. So I like when I think of posting and sharing stuff, I want to make sure I try to do something for entertainment, try to do something that's a real part of me. Like if I post from like school or something like that, and then I want something that's business. So that's how I use technology, and that's how I always think of it. Like it's supposed to help you. I know, and then the back of mind, I also know that there's other things that are running technology. So I try to think of the positive way to use it before
Mhm.
it ever turns negative.
I do. Try a lot with technology. I'm trying to understand more. Uh, social media I can navigate pretty well. I do post um on social media, but I want to use it more. Like to promote business more than anything because I post like a granny, like, oh, look what my daughter has done, or oh, this is what we done, blah 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 blah. You know what I mean? But not not much of anything else. Uh, I'm using more like a scrapbook than anything. So, but again, yeah. So I'm learning the ins and outs of how to promote it. On using it as a business platform more than anything. But um sometimes me going in ticking around, I'm not understanding what I'm doing and I'm just hitting buttons. But I'm trying, and I promise you I'll get better. I won't let it, like I said, it repels me, I don't repel it, I keep trying. Keep trying. I guess that's our way of this generation, our generation X. We are we stand in the gap of a whole lot and our connections reach out beyond to our the generation after us and the generations before us. We're that connection that brings them all together, I think. Um,
Yeah, 100%.
yeah, because I mean, our the new age began with our generation. So what they think, was been around for a long time and they're so used to was the dawn of our time. So we're kind of, what I mean,
Older than Google. We're older than the internet.
right, exactly. We're all that. So we may be older, but gosh darn, we are the best.
All of that stuff. We're
I can't help it. There's no generation like us. Um, we were forged in fire.
100%.
Yeah, we are. We are the generation that's forged in fire. So with that, I thank you all for joining us for another episode of Beyond the First Chapter with Jawanda, Olivia, and me, Carmen. And we will see you next time. Bye.